Yeah, it's a monstrosity.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's really nice, very therapeutic.
So these are recently fragged. Welsophilia, Trachophilia.
Nice. So this is the first time you fragging it. This is not like second generation. This is
This is no. This is this is like the fourth generation.
right. I know
those
you do
big
that
ones.
with collies, but you cut those as well.
Yes, Scalemias were first. Then I started doing Acanthophilia. You know that already.
Yeah.
And then I started doing Welsophilia, Trachophilia, which have all responded very well. I'm very pleased with these results. Check out those Endophilia on the left side, / the Cinerina fragmentations. I've been doing those for a while now too.
I know that you had these.
Yes. Yes.
Ever since I've known you, you had.
Yeah, man. Those things are awesome. Ninth wonder. Well, I gotta say, you know, I've really been enjoying the Reef Moonshiner methodology. I think that it's the best way to run a tank. I had a lot of tenuous that just wouldn't grow. Tenuous historically don't like a super duper high nutrient system, which is like what mine is. And when I started to run the Reef Moonshiner, all of a sudden they just started taking off. And I think that it's, in my opinion, the only way to run a tank. It keeps you honest in regards to sending in ICPs. You know, I don't send them in every month like Andre wants me to. I send them in probably once every 3 months.
Right, but you know already your schedule.
Yeah, I know the schedule, but you know things change.
Right, I know.
But the other thing is good. The good thing about sending ICPs in is like you catch things early. So I was having a vanadium, you know, elevation, and troubleshooting with Andre was very helpful to figure out kind of what was going on with the vanadium and stuff like that. And on my recent ICP that I just got back yesterday, actually showed that the vanadium levels had come down. That was nice.
Kibby, what's the first thing that you noticed after doing Reef Moonshiners? Like what was
Polyp extension and overall general appearance of the coral. I have to say, the minute I started dosing fluoride, because I'd never dosed fluoride, I had a huge fluoride deficit.
Is it fluoride type of deal you have to dose every day?
No, it's not a daily doser. So fluoride is one of the corrective dosing that you only do like once. You're supposed to do it once a month, but I only do it like once every 3 months. And when I'm dosing fluoride, I'm pouring liters into this system. Anyways, I think that system of running reef tanks has been probably the biggest revelation that I've had in recent months / year or so that I've been doing it. I really, really, really love it. So
You're here every day, so you kind of see the change, you know what's happening.
yeah,
I don't know what's going on, but every single time I visited you, all the corals look amazing.
yeah.
I mean, of course, you know better.
Yeah, it was one of those things that, like, when I stepped into the room the following day after just dosing the fluoride and the first couple doses of the other corrective dosings like strontium and some other things, I immediately recognized the improvement. One of the biggest things, like when we're evaluating coral health, is polyp extension, whether that's like the tiny polyps on an SPS or the polyps on your Euthelia. I mean, I just noticed that the Euthelia was fatter. They were flowing into each other more than they were prior. So it was like almost obvious. So yeah, I think Reef Moonshiners, pH, judicious use of antibiotics to save your coral are probably the 3 things that I would say have been most important to the success of this reef, at least, you know. I was kind of an arbiter of running high pH after seeing some videos that reef builders put out. And then honestly, I helped out a good deal with the KFC dip, talking to Danny when we were developing that dip. And so antibiotic use, pH, and then the Reef Moonshine thing, I mean, just takes your overall coral health up to a level that I think is great and prevents you from getting to even need to have to use, you know, antibiotics at all.
You still have alter ego.
Yeah.
Mine looks the same.
You need it in low phosphate. You need it in low phosphate, bro.
Yeah, the funny thing is, there's one period when it looked
So good.
way
Yeah, I
amazing,
know.
and that's the only reason why I still have it.
I know. Same here. I don't ever sell it because you can't sell that, you know.
Right.
There's nothing to do with it. Because in order for me to get it to look good, I'd have to drop my phosphates down to like 0.03, and I refuse to do that.
Jason
So.
Fox gave it a perfect name.
Yeah, yep. It is a very hard coral to color up, and nearly impossible. But when it is colored up, I agree, it looks amazing. I got it from Frankie actually.
I know him. He's local here.
Yeah, Frankie Torres. I got it from Frankie many years ago, and he had it colored up like it was perfect.
Mine look rainbow. I can show you.
But he had so much algae in his tank, like there was no nutrients in his tank.
Got it.
He had so many algae problems.
You see how that makes sense? I used to run my tank with very little nutrients, and that's when it looked
Really
exactly
good.
like that.
Yeah, because it's one of my favorite Pauloensis when it looks good. My favorite's probably, this JF the Vino. I ended up having like a super low calcium. The calcium was like 250 like 2 weeks ago, okay? And I didn't know. Everything looked fine, except the scullies were all bleaching. So I lost 2 tenuous colonies, and I said, okay, I need to do chemistry. So I did the chemistry, and the calcium...
Reef Moonshiners didn't call that?
I hadn't sent... I sent in an ICP literally the day before I did the calcium test. And then my ICP just came back and it said the calcium was 300.
Okay.
My home test said it was 250.
Came down probably very slow.
Yeah, super slow, I'm sure. I haven't been dosing. It's been supposed to be coming in through my kalkwasser, and usually that's a limiting factor for people. The amount that they can dose of the kalkwasser is usually limited by hypercalcemia.
What are you dosing else as far as kalkwasser?
Just the Reef Moonshiner. And then okay, parameters that I have running the calc doser, it's run by the hydros, and basically certain criteria needs to be met in order for the calc doser to be turned on. And the calc doser is just a Tom's Aqua Lifter. It's pulling Rhodey water from the Rhodey reservoir and injecting it into that Avis Marine calc stirrer, which honestly I don't recommend as a device for people to purchase.
I do have it.
They keep breaking. I've been through like 5 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does the motor gets bad? Or?
It's the worst part of it is actually the piece that joins the motor to the prop.
So I noticed mine that have to clean it every 2 or 3 months, or else it gets clogged, and that's when problems comes up.
Yeah. I have problems with that device there, that little piece of plastic that connects the prop to the motor. So the criteria that needs to be met are
by pH, right?
Are pH, okay?
You don't do it by alkalinity.
I do it by so I have a 911 stop on the calc stirrer based off of alkalinity.
So I just want to figure out how your calcium went down, because you have alkatronic, which obviously tells you alkalinity.
Yeah. So the alkatronic tells me
alkalinity.
Yeah.
But then you have your kalkwasser,
which is calcium hydroxide.
So why calcium went down?
I don't know. I just was consuming it. Yeah. I dose through the calc stirrer on a daily basis. I dose through that calc stirrer 7 gallons of Rhodey water. So I have 7 gallons of evap a day, which is replaced by that kalkwasser.
Are you doing the slurry or just clear?
Just the super saturated supernatant that's at the top of the calc stirrer is just overflowing into the tank. So the criteria that I have, obviously, one is pH. If the pH is low,
right.
What's low pH to me is below 8.3. So if it's below 8.3, then the pump should be on. If it's above 8.6, then the pump should be off.
And you're fine doing that? I'll be afraid to do that.
Yeah, so I've taken it to 8.9 with no problems, and that was by accident.
didn't dump it right away.
It did, no, it was,
just dosing more and more?
yes,
Right.
yeah. And I didn't have the stop safe on it.
Came up or calcium came down very slowly.
Yeah.
Which is a big difference. You don't want to keep your thing
Exactly.
there, obviously.
So, and then the other parameter that it needs to be meeting in order for the pump to be on for the calc stirrer is alkalinity, obviously. So this is actually aquaculture. This is an endophilia, and it's a double-mouthed endophilia. This is 8th generation, and I won't fragment this one anymore because when I fragged it the last time, it created 2 mouths, and now I want to keep it as the 2-mouth thing. But I must have made like 20 of those, man, like 24 of those or whatever off of that one piece. Then I gotta cut this bad boy up. I gotta cut him up. Yeah. The other acanthophilia that I have fragged are over there. There's 2 back there that are fragged too. But
can you cut when it's
oh,
this
for
big?
sure, for
This
sure.
big is fine?
Totally. Yeah, totally fine if you're cutting them that big. And there's some blastos right there. Yeah. Those are some fragmented Welsophilia / Trachophilia.
Wow.
It's crazy, dude.
Too bad you don't have this tank learned.
I know. Well, I can't.
This looks so...
I know. It's nuts. Most of my videos of this tank are from top down. If you angle it down, you'll be able to see the Welsophilia, Trachophilia down there. I love those, man. They're all really healthy and they love being fragged. They love it. Yeah, they like it. Yeah, especially if they're sick. I'll frag them if they're sick. Because then when I'm fragging them when they're sick, I'll throw them in that dip.
Right,
And, you know, the medication will easily go through that, you know, that flesh, that skeleton. It'll be more infused in there, which I think really does help. Yeah, man, but you got to get, holy crap. I'm telling you, it's a miracle drug. Everything likes it, everything. The torches, you know, the elegance, the mushrooms, and the gonies, those were the 3 that I didn't have a solution for, and the OA is definitely a solution.